Hello everyone, so today we're looking at how to plot and recognise exponential graphs. First of all, what does an equation for an exponential graph look like? It looks something like this: y equals ka to the power of x. Another way of saying it is the function of x, the f of x, is equal to ka raised to the power of x. Let's plot a few first and have a look at what they look like. In this first one, we're going to sketch the graph y is equal to 2 to the power of x, and what that means is we just replace the x with values of x from the x-axis. In this case, we're going from minus 2 to 2. So that becomes 2 to the power of minus 2, 2 to the power of minus 1, 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, and 2 to the power of 2. On this one here, we've got y is equal to a half, all raised to the power of x. Again, x is minus 2 all the way down to 2. So I'll do that and I'll get the coordinates of y. So there we go. I have put in the value of x from minus 2 to 2 on all of these, and these are the values of y. So my next step is to plot these. So if I start with this first one, 2 to the power of x. Okay, so I've put those coordinates in. The next thing to do is to draw a smooth line which joins every one of these coordinates up. There we go. And now I label that line, and that is that graph plotted. I do the same for this one, and that is that graph plotted. So an exponential graph either goes up from the left to the right, or it goes down from the left to the right. Let's plot these two. So we're now plotting 2 to the power of minus x. Okay, so some of you may have noticed that actually this graph and this graph are exactly the same. And there's the final graph drawn. So you can see in plotting these, it's no different to plotting any other kind of graph. You just use the values of x you've been given, or if you haven't been given any, you decide upon some. You find some values of y, and then you can plot it. Let's have a look at what an exponential graph really is. So this question here kind of summarises really the sort of thing that you're going to see from exponential graphs. So this question says, if there are 100 spores of mould on a dish and they double every day, then after d days there will be s equals 100 times 2 to the power of d spores on that dish. So an exponential graph is all about growth and decay. So when you see the words exponential, you should be thinking about growth and decay. Okay, so let's do this graph then. So we are replacing d for x and s for y. So that is now s and that is now d, number of days. So on day 0, we have 100 times 2 to the power of 0. On day 1, we have 100 times 2 to the power of 1. On day 2, we have 100 times 2 to the power of 2, and so on. So let's complete this graph. And there we go. So we start, it actually tells us we start with 100. After day 1, we have 200, it doubles. After day 2, we have 400. It actually tells us it doubles every day. So all we do now is plot this. So 0 across 100 up, 1 across 200, 2 across 400, 3 across 800, and then we plot that graph. And there we go, and finally label it. To summarise on this part, we are looking for growth. This is the growth of the spores. So an exponential growth of the spores. Obviously we can have decay, and what that means is those spores could be dying rather than growing. Okay, let's have a look at recognition now. So our final little bit here is to recognise exponential graphs, and in this case other graphs. So if you've watched the previous videos, hopefully this will be straightforward. So this first graph, we should remember that that is a reciprocal, and a reciprocal has y is equal to k over x. So it's this one here, y is equal to 3 over x. This one here we've just done, that is exponential growth. So that is something like y is equal to 3 to the power of x. This one here is decay, so something is dying. That one has a negative power, so y is equal to 4 to the power of minus x. And finally, we should recognise this is a cubic. In other words, the highest power of x is 3, and that's that one there. So as always, I hope you've got something from this, and if you have, please like and subscribe. The next video will be on trigonometric graphs.